Okay, so I think it's finally time to cover back bending. When it comes to like flexibility and contortion, everyone's like, I want to back bend, I want to back bend. But I think people don't realize the amount of work that goes into even getting to the point where you're bending your back. So if you've already done the previous video, so core basics plus glute basics, they would be your minimum warm-up before you back bend. And then I kind of assume that maybe before those two, you've done some sort of cardio, so whether it be like a quick run, some jump rope, just something. Because you want like the muscles in your stomach and your back to actually be warm and full of blood. Then do your core and glute basics, and then they should be stable and ready to go. Alright? So starting from the back bend, we actually stretch glutes and hip flexors. The reasons why is, well, they let you bend backwards. So I start with this good old, I forget what the yoga pose is called, and I just lean forward, and I'm trying to get the stretch in this back glute here. To do this, belly button comes in, and I kind of lean forward, and just hold this for a little bit. So yeah, if your glutes and hip flexors are tight, they won't allow you to release to bend backwards. And all the time, if that's the case, you'll start hinging through your lower back, which is not ideal. I do see a lot of people like back bending on, the social medias, and you can't help but notice that they do hinge quite a lot of them. Which, okay, I understand, like if I'm in a show or maybe a photo shoot, I may bend well, and then to get that final like boost, I might use my hinge. So you've got to remember, your lower back is designed to bend quite well. So if you allow it to, it will do most of the work, which is not good. So what you want to try to do is utilize most of your spine most of the time, and that's going to give you a safer and also more aesthetic bend. Like you want this nice, like lovely curve rather than like some sort of like jagged edges, if that makes sense. By the way, as we're sitting here, we're going through all these motions of these glute stretches just to warm the glutes up a little bit. Doesn't help to do a little butterfly. So hip flexors are a good thing to release before back bending all the time. I do this, we've done this before with the splits where we get into this like really good lunge. You tilt the pelvis under, suck the belly button in, and then you're thinking of going like straight forward. So you should get the stretch along here. And really think about exaggerating that like, that tuck under to get this. Then I'm going to raise the arm and just ever so slightly start to lean back. Once you're here, you can push into that hip flexor more. And back, give it a bit of a shake, reset. This time, give it a little more. Both arms up if you like. Switch sides. I wasn't really counting, I just kind of go for a time that feels like that was good, to be honest. If you want to be really mathematical about it, 30 seconds is a good number. Once you get past a minute, I think that's just putting too much strain on the muscles, and it's probably going to cause them to then want to contract as a result. Really think about this. Flattening this out and then just arching back slightly. We're going for this, we're not trying to bend in our lower back too much at the moment. That was my knee. Alright, back down on the floor. Just pack it forward, because then we're going to one leg over the other, elbow into the knee, come up first, right? And then just twisting. I think, so with back bending, I think people forget hip flexors and also the need to twist. Other side, same thing. Leg goes over, elbow and knee, up first, then around. And then, So I'm doing this in the same state you'd be where I haven't back bended yet today. So it should be a good indication. Cool. Alright. Now that we've done all that, we can actually finally start to bend our back. I start on the ground, hands by like, we'll say like nipple. And then what you want to do, first try to flatten the lower back and get the belly button down. And then as you push up, keep the belly button as flat as possible. So we're not going for this like big exaggerated cobra yet. And then here, I'm just going to do little pulses. Trying to think about hitting that like middle back area. And down. Just repeat this a few times, coming up, trying to keep the lower back fairly flat. So I'm trying to get that belly button on the ground. Chin up a little, and then just little pulses. Really thinking about the mid-back, and then keeping tension through the glutes and belly button. Coming down. This time coming up a little bit higher, to then come around. You're going to grab the leg. From here then, you can start to pulse it down. So I use my leg as leverage, and then I pull the elbow down to try to get this leg to twist and bend. If you need to, only if you need to, across to the other side, and then start to push with this opposing hand. Cool, switching sides. And if you need to, good. Alright, now, we start the full cobra. So I lead it with my nose. So think about your nose coming up, your glutes and tummy already engaged. Up, 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 belly button hasn't left yet. Keep going up. I think about trying to be as long as possible. Coming back, 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 back. Try to drop the shoulders. And then once I'm here, glutes are engaged, core engaged, and then just tiny little pulses. Remember to breathe, and then down slow, so it's like one bit at a time. That belly button hits. Nose is like still trying to reach out, 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 out. Dun, 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 dun. And then we're back down to neutral position. So you should struggle to breathe in that, okay? That's normal, because your core's engaged. So let's do it again. Glutes, on, core, on, nose on the ground. We go out, up, 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 up. Trying to get that mid and upper back first. Long lines, think long lines. And then once I'm here, I try to drop the shoulders, push. Remember to breathe. And here, pulses. Then slowly back down. Keep that core engaged. Slow, 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 slow. Down. Give it a bit of a shake. I generally do like 2 or 3 of those. 4 or 5 is okay. Any more than 5, I think that's getting a little bit too much, if I'm being honest. From here, we're going to push up into, let's call this an easy bridge. So we're not going for like your extreme range of motion. Easy bridge. So, make sure your wrist is a bit warm. Just push up, and when you're here, I want you to kind of like, I don't know, just wriggle around a bit. So we're not pushing into our end range at all. This is just like going through motions, kind of like getting the body like used to being in this kind of position, and also being like comfortable enough that in this position you've got a bit of movement. I'm gonna say about 20 seconds, then come down, relax, shake it out. Again, I'd repeat that maybe 2 or 3 times at least, at most 5. And it's really kind of like warming everything up, bit of shoulder warm up as well, and all that kind of jazz. Then after, I love a bit of this, feet over the head, and then just kind of let this spine lengthen, relax the knees. Two times of that maybe, 5 at most. And that is what I'd call your back bend basics. So that's where I start with as my warm up. So we'll call this level 1 back bend. Try that, see how you go. Please do not progress until your body is ready. The last thing you want is to injure yourself because you've gone too quickly. And that is quite a common thing to do. Back flexibility takes time and it takes strength. Alright? Look forward to the next video.